Today, we're diving into 9 rookie gardening mistakes and how to dodge them so your garden thrives from the very start. When you plant just one type of crop in a garden bed, a practice known as monoculture, you're essentially rolling out the red carpet for pests and diseases. With only one kind of plant available, pests that specialize in that crop can multiply rapidly, and diseases can spread unchecked. This lack of diversity creates an environment where problems can escalate quickly, often leading to disappointing harvests and unhealthy plants. Monocultures may look neat and organized, but they come with hidden risks that can undermine your hard work in the garden. By mixing up your plantings and growing a variety of crops together, you build a natural defense system for your garden. Different plants attract different beneficial insects, repel harmful pests, and interrupt the life cycles of diseases. This diversity helps keep pest populations in check and reduces the likelihood of a single problem wiping out your entire crop. Companion planting, where certain plants are grown together for mutual benefit, can make your garden more resilient and self-sustaining. Growing a mix of crops also helps balance soil nutrients. Each plant has unique nutrient needs and contributes different organic matter to the soil. For example, legumes like beans and peas fix nitrogen, enriching the soil for other crops. Leafy greens might use more nitrogen, while root vegetables draw on other minerals. This natural balance reduces the need for synthetic fertilizers and keeps your soil healthy and productive year after year. Interplanting is a simple way to add diversity. Try growing tomatoes with basil. Not only do they taste great together in the kitchen, but basil can also help repel pests that commonly attack tomatoes, such as aphids and whiteflies. The scent of basil confuses pests, making it harder for them to find their favorite host plants. Another classic combination is carrots with onions. Onions release compounds that deter carrot flies, while carrots can help break up the soil for onions. Planting these crops side by side not only helps with pest control, but also adds visual interest to your garden beds, making them more attractive and dynamic. Crop rotation is another key strategy. By changing what you plant in each bed every season, you disrupt the life cycles of pests and diseases that may have overwintered in the soil. Rotating crops also helps prevent nutrient depletion, as different plants draw on different nutrients. This keeps your soil fertile and your plants healthy, season after season. Even if you're working with a small space, it's important to avoid planting the same crop in the same spot year after year. Use containers, raised beds, or even vertical gardening techniques to mix things up. This simple habit can make a big difference in the long-term health and productivity of your garden. If you're just starting out, begin with 3 or 4 different crops in your garden bed. Choose plants with different growth habits, nutrient needs, and pest profiles. For example, you might plant leafy greens, root vegetables, legumes, and herbs together. This approach not only maximizes your harvest, but also helps you learn how different plants interact and support each other. As you watch your garden grow, pay attention to how the different crops interact. Notice which combinations thrive together, which plants seem to deter pests, and how the overall health of your garden improves with diversity. These observations will help you refine your planting strategies year after year. Over time, you'll notice fewer pest and disease problems, stronger plants, and a more abundant harvest. A diverse, well-planned garden is not only more productive, but also more beautiful and enjoyable to tend. By avoiding monocultures and embracing diversity, you're setting yourself up for gardening success and a healthier, more resilient garden ecosystem. Mulching transforms your garden with minimal effort. It suppresses weeds, retains moisture, and regulates soil temperature. Use straw, shredded leaves, or grass clippings for organic mulch. As mulch breaks down, it improves soil structure and fertility. Keep mulch away from plant stems to prevent rot. Lay down a 2 to 3 inch layer and see the difference. Your plants, and your back, will thank you. Fertilizing is a crucial part of gardening, but it's important to remember that it isn't a one-size-fits-all process. Every plant in your garden has its own unique nutritional needs. Some require a lot of extra nutrients to thrive, while others do just fine with very little. Understanding these differences is key to growing a healthy, productive garden. For example, heavy feeders like tomatoes, peppers, and squash need more nutrients than most other vegetables. These plants benefit from regular applications of fertilizer throughout the growing season, especially when they're flowering and setting fruit. Giving them the right nutrients at the right time can make a huge difference in the size and quality of your harvest. On the other hand, some plants, like beans and other legumes, actually help improve your soil by adding nitrogen as they grow. These plants don't need much fertilizer at all, and in fact, giving them too much can actually reduce their ability to fix nitrogen naturally. It's also important to avoid over-fertilizing. Too much fertilizer can burn plant roots, cause leaves to yellow or wilt, and even stunt growth or reduce your yields. Sometimes, more isn't better. Finding the right balance is essential. That's why testing your soil is such a smart step. A simple soil test can tell you exactly what nutrients your garden is lacking and which ones are already present in abundance. This helps you avoid nutrient imbalances and ensures you're only adding what your plants truly need. Instead of relying solely on chemical fertilizers, consider using compost or well-rotted manure. These organic options provide a steady, slow-release source of nutrition, improve soil structure, and encourage beneficial microbes that help your plants grow strong and healthy. Timing is also important. Always fertilize when your plants are actively growing, usually in spring and early summer. Avoid fertilizing when plants are stressed by heat, drought, or when they're dormant in winter, as they won't be able to use the nutrients effectively. After applying fertilizer, be sure to water your plants thoroughly. This helps dissolve the nutrients and carry them down to the root zone, where they can be absorbed and put to good use. Remember, the foundation of a great garden is healthy soil. Fertilizer should be seen as a supplement, not a substitute. By building rich, organic soil full of life, you'll set your plants up for success and reduce the need for extra fertilizers in the future. Attracting beneficial insects and birds helps control pests naturally. Ladybugs, lacewings, and birds eat aphids and caterpillars. Plant native flowers for pollinators and add a water source for wildlife. Avoid broad-spectrum pesticides. They harm helpful creatures. Build a balanced ecosystem and let natural predators do the work. Over time, you'll see fewer pest problems and more garden life. Enjoy the sights and sounds of a thriving, living garden. No-till gardening preserves soil life, earthworms, fungi, and microbes. Less disturbance means better nutrient cycling and healthier plants. No-till prevents erosion and improves water retention. Layer compost or mulch on top and let nature do the work. Over time, you'll see richer soil and stronger plants. It's a long-term investment in your garden's health. Healthier soil means better harvests. Weeding regularly keeps your garden manageable and productive. Weeds compete for water, nutrients, and sunlight. Pull them when small. Mulch helps, but some weeds will sneak through. Use the right tools and get the roots, especially for perennials. A few minutes each visit saves hours later. Make weeding a habit for healthier plants. Stay ahead and your garden will thrive. Group plants with similar water needs to simplify care and prevent stress. Tomatoes, peppers, and eggplants like consistent moisture. Herbs like rosemary prefer it dry. Grouping makes irrigation efficient and reduces disease risk. Water at the base to avoid wetting foliage. Adjust as needed and move plants if they're not thriving. Thoughtful grouping leads to healthier, more productive gardens. It's a simple step that pays off. Labeling your plants is a simple yet powerful habit that can transform your gardening experience. When you take the time to label each plant, you eliminate confusion and make it much easier to keep track of what's growing in your garden beds or containers. This is especially helpful if you're growing a variety of plants, or if you're experimenting with new seeds and want to monitor their progress. Imagine coming back to your garden after a few weeks and instantly knowing which plant is which, just by glancing at the labels. It saves you time and prevents mistakes, like accidentally pulling up a prize seedling thinking it's a weed. Labeling is absolutely essential for crops that look almost identical as seedlings. Many vegetables, herbs, and flowers can appear nearly the same when they first sprout, making it easy to mix them up. By labeling each tray or row, you ensure that you're giving each plant the specific care it needs from the very beginning. This attention to detail can make a big difference in your harvest. Good labels do more than just identify your plants. They help you provide the right care, water, and nutrients at the right time. Choose weatherproof materials like wooden stakes, sturdy plastic tags, or even painted rocks to make sure your labels last through rain and sun. You can get creative and make your own labels, or purchase ready-made ones from a garden center. The key is to use something that will withstand the elements and remain legible all season long. Make it a habit to label your plants as you plant them, rather than waiting until later. This way, you won't forget which variety went where. It's also helpful to keep notes in a garden journal, recording the date you planted, the variety, and any observations. Over time, these notes become a valuable resource, helping you remember what worked well and what you might want to change next season. By reviewing your notes and labels at the end of each season, you can learn from your successes and challenges. This ongoing process of observation and record-keeping helps you become a more skilled and confident gardener year after year. Ultimately, a well-labeled garden is not only more organized, but also more productive and enjoyable to work in. With clear labels and good records, you'll always know what's growing, where, and how to care for it, making your gardening journey smoother and more rewarding. Harvesting at the right time gives you the best flavor and texture. Check your garden daily during peak season to catch produce at its best. Picking encourages more production, especially with beans and cucumbers. Taste as you go. Experience is the best guide. Share extra harvests with friends or food banks. Harvesting is your reward. Enjoy it. Celebrate your successes and look forward to next season. Thanks for joining me. Share your gardening tips or questions in the comments. If you found this helpful, give a thumbs up and subscribe for more advice. Enjoy gardening. Let me know if you need further tightening or adjustments.